Hello, hello, stalkers. It's your CEO here, Kelly Michelle,
And Dior.
and your junior CEO, Dior. And we are just reviewing our portfolio here because we actually have some buying power that came by way of dividends.
Dividend, baby.
So if we start by coming over here to the timeline, you can see that we recently got it's dividend season, I guess. Dior, come. I need you to read these so we can see exactly where our dividends came from.
Some came from Campbell's and Invesco S&P 500 high
Mm-hmm.
dip low bold
SPHD. We just reading the ticker. That's fine. Um,
Comcast,
Comcast came through with some dividends. Walmart,
Walmart,
Tegna.
Tega.
Okay, so that's back to April. So dividend, that's free money. And what that is when the company does well uh, financially, they pay out their shareholders a portion of those dividends based on how many shares you have at that time. There's also a dividend expiration date that usually is various times based on companies. But if you can beat that dividend expiration date, you usually can, expect to receive those dividends regularly throughout the year. But regardless, you'll get dividends based on how many shares you have after you enter a stock. You can specifically search for dividend stocks, or you can just search for good companies, and a lot of times you'll find that those companies pay out dividends. Okay, so here we go. We have $24 buying power here. It's 3:33 in the afternoon. The stock market closes at what time, Dior?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. It closes for the weekend. So we wanted to see if we could just make a couple of changes in here or add on. Use this $24 because we don't want to leave anything on the table. It can be growing, right, Dior?
Yep.
Okay, so Dior is going to tell you where we currently are. Let me go back here. What am I going to? Buy or where's just stock? Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, so Dior's going to look over here and tell you guys exactly what stocks are up and
Up and
down.
down.
And then from there, we're going to see if any of our stocks are currently down. We're more than likely going to buy the dip, right? Because what do? We
Yeah.
buy low and what?
Sell high.
Yes.
And your shirt before just did say buy a dip, so we're gonna
Yes.
follow that rule.
Yes. So our goal, our mission is simple here at Stock. Goodness gracious,
Stop,
I couldn't get it
stocks.
out. We want to make sure you
Stop,
make money, and we
stocks.
want to make sure
Okay.
you learn how to navigate through this stock market while you're making money. That's our mission here. And a part of that is our
Have
strategy,
strategy.
and learning why we're making changes, why
And
we're adding, why we're
while we're
selling.
selling stuff, buying and selling.
Correct. All right, so here we go. Start with this one, Dior.
Alphabet Class A, which is actually just Google, which I use, is up.
Hmm.
Apple up. Campbell's down. CarMax down.
So you notice Campbell's is down. Was that Campbell's, Jeff? Oh, what was that? That just gave us some dividends. That was Campbell's?
And yeah, Campbell's is.
Okay. And all right. So go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
That's okay. CarMax down. Go down a little bit, Mama. CBRE is up.
Mm-hmm.
Sienna Corp is up.
Okay. Comcast
Cast
is up.
up. Coronado, which is Chef 4ID, is down. Disney up. eBay up. Ford up. Hasbro down. Hershey down. Invesco S&P or
That's
SPHD.
the ticker. That's what you need to know. A lot of times companies can have names that sound alike. We could be spelling it wrong. If you have this ticker, which is the three or four digit lettering that is underneath the stock name, that goes across the board. So you want to
Did
keep in
that
mind that
mean this
ticker.
a ticker?
This is the ticker, right? Those letters under
All
there.
of those are the
Specific to
tickers.
the companies, right? So where were we? Mattel?
Yeah, Mattel is down.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's about because we always go there.
Mm-hmm.
Mac- Microsoft
Mm-hmm.
is up.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo down.
Mm-hmm.
PepsiCo, which is Cheetos, is up.
Okay.
Scholastic up.
Mm-hmm.
Snapchat, which is actually Snap, you call it, is up.
Okay.
Te-
Tegna
Tegna
is down.
down.
Uh-huh.
Tootsie Roll down. Walmart down. Wow, which is Wide Open West, which I got, is
Up.
up,
Uh-huh.
and Zoom is up because we might be using it. No, we're on
Okay.
Facebook.
So good. Yeah. Zoom does well.
Yeah, it
Uh,
does well
all right,
now.
so these stocks, let us just give you a history of what we have going on, okay, and for your learning purposes too. Okay, so what this shows here is the 1 day return. So this is showing that today, this portfolio, get back over here, this portfolio has gained $97 today. Now we can sort by the week, and it will show us how much we made for the week. So that will take into account the losses and the gains.
Hmm.
All of this is averaged out for us. Now we can sort it by the month and see we've made $127 for the month. And overall, we've made a total of $432 in the market, up 500 or 5.58%. Get okay, so you better put it down now, and you're not gonna mess this up. Get over here. All right, so one other thing you need to know about these numbers is uh, it shows up here, uh, it shows a jump right here. But this account was started June 8th, 2020. So we're not even a year in. Dior started
Nope.
this account with $85. We're not even a year in. And you can see the gains are gradually going up because of compound interest.
Compound
Whenever
interest.
you
Look how
compound,
up it got.
yeah,
Wow.
whenever
That's so
you are
cool.
consistently or
First, it was just,
constantly putting something in from now,
it
the
makes
sooner
it
you
up.
start, the better. It makes it the
Go up.
likelihood of stop you. It makes the likelihood of your returns being higher
Yeah,
than someone who
it just,
starts with a big amount after you. All
yeah,
right.
it starts flat, but then it just goes boom, all the way up like a skyscraper.
Now, when we research our companies, we are researching them to hold them forever. That does not mean we have to hold them forever. We can make changes when we want. We're not married to any one
Yeah.
company.
Yeah,
Um,
we just gotta take our time, just wait for it to go
right.
up and down, and
And that's what it does, right?
yeah, but if it's up, if you want, you could actually sell it to get more money in stockpile
Right. So let's go
and
to the
get more buying
timeline.
power.
What we're going to do just before we make a purchase because the market is
So we're
about to
gonna see
close,
the dividends.
we are going to see wait a minute,
Dividends.
Dior. We're going to see what I want to go to Comcast. I want to go to Comcast because I want to see what we paid for it in comparison to what it is now. So we paid $1,800 for it, and that is in well, not including this fee, $54.99. I just did a video on that commission and fees that you have to watch out for when you're trading on certain platforms. So, and that's why, we stress that it's not always good to put a big amount at one time. I actually like to start with 8 shares. That's like a number that where you don't feel the dip too strong, and when a stock is going down, and then you feel the gains pretty good if it goes up, and then building on whenever the stock is dipping from that 8 shares. But this one is a bit different. We researched Comcast and saw that it was going to be increasing. So you can see here we bought 34 shares back in February, early February at
Early Feb.
$52 per share.
Yeah, in
52.72.
2021.
Yes, 52.72 per share when we bought it, and now it is
$58.26.
$58.26. So you can see how that gain or increase is reflected here.
Yeah, it keeps on going up.
Okay, so
That's what made
do
our
we
stuff.
leave it there or do we sell some? I feel like if we were trying to take advantage of a huge dip and this is the money that we were working with, then maybe we would want to sell or scrape off some of our gains to use that to buy into some bigger dips. But for the purpose of this account, we're going to just hold it. We're going to just hold it. You can see here when we bought SPHD, we
We got
paid right here. Dior right here. How much
$1,000.
did we pay for it?
That was
$39
$9.58.
per share. And currently, we paid $39.58 per share. And now,
Now is $45.77 per share.
so you see that it is increasing.
It's
But
not decreasing.
however, it is increasing, but you are going to see some pullbacks. Let me click on it one more time. And I'm going to let you see today
Ooh,
alone.
look how up it got.
Today alone.
Not
All
as
right.
much as all of our stocks. They work
Okay.
together to go up.
Right. So now this is a
Whoa.
good one. Stop, Dior. This is a good one. If you look at it by the month or max, you'll see there are some pullbacks along the way. Pullbacks are when the stock price goes down.
Up and down, up and down, up
Right.
and down. Just keeps on repeating that.
They call it support and resistance, right? Okay, so support every time it, baby there, every time it pops down, that's support.
Ooh.
Okay, when it goes up and comes back down, that's resistance. So anyway, that's a whole nother training. That's a chart training, stock charts.
It's decreasing and decreasing.
Increasing and decreasing, yes.
Decreasing.
But this is the thing that you need to learn as an investor or a trader. There's two just separate things. You got to, first of all, you got to come up with your goal, because if you're going to be a long-term investor, you're not going to even need to be looking deep into these charts like this, because you're looking at the bigger picture. You're going to be looking at max, or annual numbers.
Week, month, or max.
Right.
The day, it just goes down.
So look at this. Back in December, just so you could get an idea.
It just went brown all
November.
the way down.
Back in November, it was at 43. Where is it? 4403, and then it just dropped right here. Where early? Well, what is this? Oh, 2019.
29.
Then it just dropped down.
When in the 2020.
It just dropped down in March of 2020, but that's fine. It went right back up. Okay,
Yeah,
so look at this. Usually, when you see a lower low, it's indication that there's going to be some more downward trends going on. That's why you never just take that one drop as what you're going with. You want to always get confirmation, meaning you want to see
Mom,
certain.
can I explain something?
No, wait a minute. You want to see certain patterns happening more than once. Okay, so look, here's an upward trend here, and I can't really touch this chart. This is not really a good one to show you guys on. But anyway, so it went down there, but then you got it going up here. That's a down right here. This little part right here, that's a downward trend. Went up, that's down. Now it's going up. It's kind of sideways, but it's going up. So you can't look at the details like that unless you are trying to do some quick gains on, shorting or going long on the stock just for a quick period of time based on studying a chart. Okay, so we're not doing that on this platform. We're just letting this sit. Go ahead, Dior.
Okay, so if just like if you can sell a stock when it's down, you can't just jump from a really high place in the swimming pool and just drop down. You can't do that.
That's a good analogy. That's a good thing to compare. You wouldn't do that if you were at a pool. That's right, Dior. I like that. I really like that. Now this one we paid, actually we were paying 1,000. We were trying to buy $1,000 worth of shares, and it ended up being 1,030 with the fee.
Wow,
Okay.
that's a little bit more.
All right. So I'm going to go over here to stock to see. So 1,030.99 is what we paid for it, and now our total value for that one, this one is 1,156. You see?
Wow, that's a lot of money.
That's a good chunk of change, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
chunks of
so
change.
here's another thing. As we are, entering into stocks and learning and moving,
And
making changes as we're learning,
yep,
we are going to make sure we take some time and review these companies also.
and the stocks. You usually call them stocks, but we call them
They're
companies.
companies. They're companies.
Yeah,
You're
we call them
investing
companies.
in companies. So this company, okay, follows the S&P 500. This particular stock. If you're interested in this one, it's kind of on the high end
So
right
you can't
now.
buy it right now.
You can buy it if you wanted to, but we wouldn't buy it because we buy low and we sell high. So what does that mean? We buy low. We wanted to buy when it's closer to this 45.25 as of right now. Now, when we bought it, it was way lower than that. It was $38 and some change.
Ooh, that's pretty
So you
low.
can't go by anybody else's low. You can't go by anybody else's high. You have to take into account what your current situation is and compare it to what the charts say and what the stats say of the
Yeah,
companies
and
that
you
you're looking at.
and just like my mom's shirt said, buy low, sell high. I love when shirts say buy low, sell high. We might even make one on our merchandise on what's it called?
Yep. So you don't have
Round
to you don't
table.
need to
Yeah.
worry about that. But so let's scroll up because we have $24 that of buying power that we want to use. Now, this platform does not process things immediately. They take a little while to process it, so it's not going to go into effect today.
Mm.
But we do want you to see, our process of purchasing. We'll be back on here,
In a while.
probably over the weekend too, working on some things because, as you all know, Dior and I have a training that we're going to be making sure you have more information on.
Mom, I
That's
have
going
to.
to be available at the end of this month.
Yep,
Okay,
the end of
so
this month,
the end of this month and the actual date is March 28th.
March 28th,
I mean, not March, we're in May.
May 28th, May 20th. Yeah, June to it, June.
23rd. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
June.
We all over the place. The date is May. The date is May 23rd and everything is going to be available. All right, so be on the lookout for that. Um what I wanted to do was come here. This is how Dior and I will purchase a stock in this platform. Every platform is different, but we're doing the same thing. We already looked at the top losers because we want to buy low. That doesn't mean that low is necessarily in this top losers list. It's low for us. Okay. So we're looking at the top losers list and
That's what
we
I
don't
saw.
see anything that we're interested in
Nope.
investing in.
Yeah, because we don't know about those stocks. We
Right.
can't buy stocks that we don't know about
We
that are
don't
not
we
up.
right, and we don't like trending stocks
That are not up.
because usually trending means there's a hype to it. Well, if it's high, you buy in and then it starts to drop, or
Yeah,
it's
we
just
can't say that.
high in general because everybody is trying to buy into it.
Mom, could I?
So as you can see, these stocks here are
Are
in,
top gainers.
these
Oh,
are the
top.
trending. All right. So you see we have some stocks in trending. Now I do like to see if
I
we
didn't know necklace was a stock.
yep. I do like not most active top gainers. I do like to look when I look at the top losers or the biggest loser stock. We almost finished.
Okay.
I like to see if any one of the shares that we or the stocks that we currently have is in the top losers list. Because if they're in the no, I'm sorry, I'm in top gainers. If
In the
they're in the
top
top gainers,
gainers.
maybe that's something that we can shave off the top and get it in position to buy some dips on other stocks. But
Yeah.
like I said, Dior and I had already reviewed it and we knew that there was not anything that we were currently invested in this biggest losers,
Mom, can I explain
top
them
gainers.
why you have to buy stock when it's low?
Mm-hmm.
Why you have to buy a stock when it's low is because if you buy it high, it'll just drop down again. When it just does it,
Right.
it'll just go
You're buying it
down.
high. Okay, you're spending your money on it, buying it high. And when you buy it high, then that price starts going down and you
Down.
start losing money.
Yeah, just gonna droop down. It's just gonna droop down.
So we want to make sure that we are really focusing our time and energy on research. This game of the stock market is primarily research. It's pretty much like 20% buying stocks and like 80% researching,
Yep.
because you have to know these companies, um, and know that they're in a good position to handle everything, so that you're not just throwing your money away. I like
Oh, this
Stockpile
sword.
because Stockpile breaks it down or shows you all of these different companies and tell you what stock they're tied into. So you wouldn't necessarily see these companies listed in the stock market because they aren't public. Certain things like that. But this is really good. And then you can also see, where are we? Kids. This is a
Kids.
good one to start your kids on, because they can basically, like Dior did, pick their first stocks based on the pictures they like, based on the brands
What
they like,
about Build a Bear Workshop?
and based on the brands they like. Um, you know,
Build a Bear. Build a Bear.
thank you. You can check it out. Now, this one went down all the way today. This is something we would need to look into. Dior wants to put some money on Build a Bear.
Yeah, one time I went to the Build a Bear's workshop and I got like a Sky toy. I think it was when I was like
Oh,
4 years
Sky the
old.
pup. I remember that.
Yeah, Sky from Paw Patrol, but I don't know where it is now. I think I lost it. I'm not sure where it is now.
So let's see. We are not big on the news unless we're just using it to keep our faith up, basically.
Yeah, it's
When
for
when
kids. For
when
kids.
stock prices are dropping, um, you know, we will see it in the news a lot of times. Just so you can see this right here. Uh, this says, where is this one? Will it let me see it? Uh-oh, what happened?
It's okay.
It says, oh goodness, what? No
Goodness,
thanks.
Trey.
Build-A-Bear was the target of a significant decline in short interest in April. As of April 15th, there was short interest totaling this amount of shares, 18% from March, based
Based
on
at an average trading of 5,000.
500,000 shares. The days to cover ratio is presently zero point 0.8 days. Currently, 3.3% of the company's stock are short sold. Short means that people are selling it and betting that the stock price is going to go down.
Down.
That's what a short is. And a lot of times people do that with what we call options, where they
Options.
can basically get a loan from the platform that they're using to get like 100. Usually one contract is 100 shares or more, and pay just a percentage of the price. But you can do that based on, but you have to, put your time out there when you say that stock is going to go up or down. But anyway, this way they're saying that the stocks are being shorted. So, which is sold. And that might be why that price is down. Now, as of the date of this, the market is about to be closed.
Oh no.
As the date of this, I don't know if this is a good one to buy. We don't rush into purchasing stocks, so we're gonna have to do our research on Build a Bear, and look at their numbers, their financials.
I'll look it up when I get on my laptop.
Okay, Dior is going to check out Build a Bear's financials. And when she does that, she's going to, check out their earnings and whatever was estimated, their last earnings report, and if they made or didn't make their earnings that were anticipated. We'll check them out. And that might be one that we add to the list. But here's the thing, the stock market is closed on the weekend.
Yeah, so
And
we'll
we
have
just
to do some
love the
more.
stock market and we love doing research. So we're going to do our research over the weekend, though. And we're going to determine if we're going to buy Build a Bear. And if we
Because it's
do,
down.
right, right. If we do, we will put that money from our, right here, buying power on Build a Bear. Okay.
The
So,
bears.
right. Yeah. So we'll check that out. Let's see, go to stock. But in the meantime, if you would like more information on how to set up a stockpile account, you can just check our video out where we walk you through the process. I'll get a link put into
Yeah,
this description area when we're
just like I
done.
have links.
But that link to the description area will show you from point A to point B to point C, all the steps of how to set up your account in here. If you want to get that set up, like I said, I feel like this is a really good one for kids to start with.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to her channel so you can see more stock
Yes,
reviews.
please. Thank you. Okay. And we also want to make sure that you're understanding that it does not matter if the stock market is down or if the stocks are down, because we have
Or if it's up.
several stocks and other platforms that are down, that are taking a deep dive right now. We know why. Because a lot of things are going on with technology right now,
Yeah,
which
in the
is one of our
quarantine.
biggest holdings, technology innovation stock. So that's fine because we know that's coming back.
Hmm.
So you see, we already up $100. It wasn't a full 100 when we first started this training. All right. So check back here in the description area in a few, and we will make sure we put that link in there.
In the description below.
And have a great weekend, everybody.
Peace.